Hello everyone and welcome to some more chess lifestyle training. We're going to be continuing with the Woodpecker method very shortly, and I'd first like to apologize again for starting the stream too late to do our designated 55 minutes. But I can say that one thing you're going to be very happy to hear is that I've got a chess lifestyle upload which I'll finish editing tomorrow and upload tomorrow, and it will be on a very entertaining subject, which I will not give any spoilers about. So yeah, I had a lot of fun filming. I am extremely exhausted and tired as a result, and I may or may not have been awake until 7 a.m. yesterday as a result of said activity. So yeah, lots of mystery surrounding this upload. I hope you guys will tune in for it. I don't know when I'll upload it, probably sometime in the afternoon UK time tomorrow. But without further ado, let's just get into some training. I do have a lesson at the end of the hour that I need to teach, so probably I'll have to leave pretty on time today. So let us continue with the Woodpecker method, and welcome Pranay to the stream. Glad you are here to train. Let's keep it going. No relevant notifications. Okay, let's keep it going. What am I doing? This is not a good start. I'm clicking random buttons. Okay, let's do some training. I'm kind of hungry. Do I get a snack, or do I just... Okay, if I get this one correct, I'll get myself a snack. Okay, so finally we have moved on from Capablanca, and we're now into the realms of Alekhine. So Alekhine said, when asked, how is it that you pick better moves than your opponents, I responded, I'm very glad you asked me that, because as it happens, there's a very simple answer. I think up my own moves, and I make my opponent think up his. I'm too tired to work out what this means. I think up my own moves. Does that suggest that he's like playing with the initiative? Like he kind of has command over the game? So he's making his opponent like think on his level? I don't understand. Whatever. Who cares? Let's just calculate. So we're down a bishop. 4, 7, 8, 6. Okay, so we've got 2 pawns for the bishop, if I haven't miscounted. And we need some kind of follow-up. Immediate thought is rook h7. So maybe I'll just calculate this for the sake of it, because if king takes and we've got this queen check, king g7 or king g8 is possible. But it's not completely clear, so let's spend a bit more time evaluating. So their king is kind of cut off, like they're in this like little box right now. We've got this open h file, we've got an extra rook to make use of. In terms of checks, this is our only check. And therefore it feels very enticing, because you don't really want to give black too many moves. They'll play rook g8, they'll play king f8, and probably there's up in points. So rook h7 really feels like the only worth considering candidate move. But because we're so bad at tunnel visioning, and because our intuition is so bad, we need to consider our candidate move. So bishop takes g6 potentially disrupts the defense, right? Queen h5 also does as well. f5 potentially does too. Anything else that needs to be considered? g4, right? Maybe we want to get our queen in this way, right? So g4, f5, bishop takes, queen h5, and rook h7. Maybe rook h6 as well. These are all the candidate moves. So let's start with rook h7. If they play king g8, this is probably lights out after rook h1. And I just realized I need to make a note about one of my students. Okay, I'll send them the message after this stream. Alright, so rook h7, if king g8, we go rook h1. I mean, the position is improved for sure. I mean, is it absolutely winning? I can't say for certain. Maybe they can play some f5 and try and escape. But okay, we're just going to build up the attack. It looks very good. I'm content with that. So rook h7, king takes h7 feels forced to me. Then we can go queen h5 check is one candidate move. Rook h1 is another candidate. Rook h7, king h7, queen h5. If king g7, I've got queen h6, king g8, rook h1, which is winning. So rook h7, king h7, queen h5, king g8 is forced. And then we could play bishop takes g6, threatening checkmate. If pawn takes g6, queen takes g6, king h8, rook h1, checkmate. Yeah, content with that. Let's go for it. Okay, and bishop takes. Boom. Yeah, this one, of course, is mate, and let's just have a quick look at the engine just to understand our chess a bit better. If king g8, rook dh1, if they play me for f5, we probably take en passant and take with the g-pawn. Okay, expose this pawn to attack, and yeah, actually this bishop is now super strong as well. Okay, makes sense. Let's do the next one. Oh, and I said I can get a snack. If I get a snack, then I'm gonna get a snack. I'm really hungry. Let me see what chat is saying as well. Okay, you improve your tactical vision, Pranay. That's fantastic. Okay, Peter's explaining the Alekhine quote. He's saying his moves are better than his opponent's because he thinks of his moves and his opponent... Oh, I get it. I mean, I feel like you just repeated the exact same thing as the quote, but somehow you worded it slightly different. That makes sense. Yeah. Like, he's smarter, so he makes the better moves, and the opponent's less smarter, and they make the worse moves. Okay, I am really tired. Okay, let me come back. Oh, hell yeah. I have a banana. This is so clutch. I mean... Bananas are one of those fruits that, like, it's so good to just... Okay, the tip is kind of like... Okay, let me chuck that before I get infected by the mold. Yeah, bananas just quality S-tier fruit. S-tier fruit. Like, all things considered. I mean, if we're talking about taste only, I don't know if banana gets an S-tier, but in terms of everything else, like, S-tier fruit for sure. Welcome, David. Welcome, Peter, of course. Welcome, Tricky. Welcome, Plaron. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, White's king seems reasonably safe in the center, but with... What even is this prompt? White's king seems reasonably safe in the center, but with... It's like, who wrote this book? Like, you seriously published this? Or maybe I'm just being stupid and I can't understand this, but to me that sentence doesn't make sense. Okay, initial thoughts are just sack the rook and then, like, just deliver checkmate somehow. Because I'm impulsive, I'm going to calculate it anyway. But I won't tunnel vision it. Okay, if rook takes e5, if they move somewhere, I mean, I've literally won a piece. And the material at the start, I'm a pawn down, so that's good. So they need to take my rook. Then I'll play bishop f4, in which king d1 is literally forced. And then I can take this pawn. And that is literally leading to checkmate, so this wins. Okay, I'm glad that my intuition finally got something right for once. If king c1... Oh, I should consider king c1, because at the end of the day, my knight is being attacked, my rook is being attacked as well. So I actually needed to consider my candidates at that point. Would have been White's best option, yeah. Ah, that's very annoying. Okay, I'll be a bit more careful next exercise. Banana, huh? I mean, we love bananas. We love bananas over on Chess Lifestyle Franny. Easy peasy. Yeah. Unless you're a perfectionist when it comes to calculating cleanly. Which you kind of have to be at the 2,000 FIDE and above. So, need to do better. Okay. Knight, bishop against bishop, knight. Everything else is equal. Difference in pawn structure of the double G pawns. Got the open F file. The bishop on H5 is loose. The knight on C6 is loose. We're in a pin. Their king is not castled. I'm suddenly seeing ideas of knight E5 with just the purpose of like trying to deliver some kind of fork. Even if we lose the queen, something like this. Okay, so with all of that considered, we basically want to exploit black's weird position somehow. So what candidate moves are there? Okay, we could play bishop d5 to attack the knight. We've got bishop takes f7, which is a check. We've got knight takes e5 and knight takes g5. Both look interesting. We've got g4 as a little in-between move. Maybe knight d4 could be something, but feels unlikely. And that's about it. I mean, okay, of course we can just develop knight c3 if we think we've got nothing. But then they can probably improve their position, like queen d7 or something. I don't know if queen d7 is actually the best, because there might then be knight e5. But anyway, you know, I think we need to play something critical here. So, what do we look at first? Let's look at bishop takes f7, because it's a check. Bishop takes f7. What if they just take with the bishop? I don't think we've got anything there. Okay, so that makes life easier. Let's consider knight takes e5. If knight takes e5, they should take with their knight to protect f7. And to me, it seems like the only possible move there is to play queen takes h5. So we've got a lot of pressure on that pawn. They can defend it again. Let's say queen e7. And it feels okay for them. So what about bishop d5 first, and then try and play knight e5? Would that work? Oh, for the record as well, I completely forgot what happens if they take my queen. So if they take my queen, I have the feeling I've got something here. But that's not ideal in terms of being concrete. So bishop f7, probably king f8. Are they getting mated there? Bishop h5 check, king g7. Rook f7, king g8. So maybe it's better to retreat the bishop in a different way. King here. Check. Oh no, oh god. Yeah, maybe like bishop d5 check, discovered check. King g7, rook f7, king g8. Yeah, it really looks winning. It really looks winning. I mean, queen, rook d7 maybe, with a discovered check. King f8 would be forced. Oh, and actually, if we put the rook on e7 instead there, then I think knight g6 is actually checkmate. You see that line at the very end? So knight e5, bishop d1, bishop f7, king f8, bishop d5, king g7, rook f7, king g8, rook e7, king f8, knight g6, checkmate. I think. So in that case, the problem with knight e5 is that they can take knight e5, and I don't think we've got enough there. So my feeling is, what if bishop d5? If they deal with this, how would they deal with it? Maybe they play like queen d7? Can we now do this knight e5? Well, now not really, because now they can sack the queen back. So does this work? Is there a way I can make this work? Because I really want to play it if they can't take my queen. But they take my knight. So maybe I just win a pawn. To be fair, like what's the problem with winning a pawn? I didn't even understand that for some reason. Like, I'm just literally winning a pawn here. Yeah, that should be good then. That should be correct. Yeah. Okay, so they take the queen, which is the critical line, and then this, I'm pretty sure, is winning. Because also on king e7, then we go knight takes c6. So they've won a queen. We will have won a pawn, a knight, and the queen. And their bishop is attacked. So we'll have won a pawn in a worst-case scenario, or we're even picking up this bishop. I mean, even without calculating cleanly there, I feel like we're just up. Right? I feel like we're just up in this position. And this was the long line where we needed to see this precise win. So bishop d5, I'm just double checking. I'm not missing anything. Bishop d5, there's also king e7 now. But again, we've got this knight c6 line at the very least. Also good is the long but forcing variation. And why did it say I'm incorrect? I hate you, Axel Smith. Every bloody problem, every bloody puzzle. Like, get me as a beta tester, and I'll fix your book. Such a joke. It's so lazy. It's so lazy. These little inaccuracies. Like, it takes one button to change to include this if you're gonna write this. Anyway, it's getting tilted for no reason. Ah, this king e8. Oh, I missed that. I only saw king e7 and king g7. This is the blindness that is a problem. So king e8 I missed. Bishop c6, king e7, knight g6. Okay, fair enough. This is like some long-ass line with the win there. Yeah, I missed king e8, annoyingly. Wow, so knight c6 is just enough to win the queen back. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Because wherever this queen goes, there's going to be a discovery, right? And the bishop is still attacked. So I presume bishop check, discover check is the way. Yeah. White is going to be 2 pawns up with winning chances. Yeah, because we won the f7 pawn and the e5 pawn, right? Yeah. Fair. Tough one. Very tough one. Yeah, so many arrows. I mean, I'm pretty sure I got that calculation correct. I just missed that king e8 was a move at this moment. Let me double check my king g7 was correct. I'm pretty sure it was. Rook f7 here and knight g6. Yeah. Okay, for a second, like the eval bar dropped to 0, and I was like, did I just blunder a draw? But okay. Yeah, welcome Josh to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Okay, well, what is everyone saying? Too many variations in chat for my poor brain this evening. For anyone who's just joining the stream now, I will have a Chess Lifestyle upload coming tomorrow once I finish editing. It's a really, really crack experience that I had. Not an actual crack experience, obviously. But yeah, it was very fun, and I think you'll enjoy it. So yeah, hope you guys do. Why didn't you make a team to play in the London Team Championships? Safsara, have you seen the entry fee? It's like £1,000. You have to drop £1,000 to play in like a tournament. Are you kidding me? Like, it's such a scam. Biggest scam I've ever seen in my life. And as a scammer myself, that's a lot. That's some big words. Yeah, terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. But okay, yeah, let's move on. Okay, so Zukovsky to beat Alyakin in a correspondence game. Let's go. Knight h2 jumps out. If this was like a bullet game and I was tired, I would totally blunder my queen. This is exactly what would happen. Okay, let's be serious. So they've got an extra bishop, but we've got 2 pawns. So they've got a bishop for 2 pawns. Yeah, that took so long to to work out. Okay, and what's going on? So I feel like our king's a little bit safe, although they do have the a7 pawn. In terms of their king, I mean, we've got checks like this, we've got checks like this. Somehow it feels like we might have something, just. The pawn is also a big attacker. You shouldn't forget about that. But yeah, it does feel like time is of the essence somewhat. There's some coordination here. The rook is underdeveloped. So, okay, what candidate moves can we do to try and exploit this position? So, knight h2 for sure. Knight e3 should be checked. Rook e1 is a check, so should be checked. Rook e2 should be checked, you never know. Getting some x-ray stuff going. Maybe knight h2, king g1, knight f3 is an idea. Maybe knight f2 is an idea, trying to bring the queen in this way. So okay, that's a good start. So let's start with this knight h2, because it's very forcing. It forces king g1. In this position, we could play the move knight f3, which is another check. And do they have to take us? What if they just simply move back to king f1? I would love to make knight d2 work, but I just can't. Like, if bishop takes, then I go queen check, and then there's no checkmate here because I lose the rook. But knight h2, knight f3, somehow it's not working out. Unless, what if there's queen b5? That's a check I definitely wouldn't have seen in the past. But nowadays we're much more close to goated status, so we actually consider such an idea of check. So okay, knight h2, king g1. What if they play king h1? Oh wait, we actually have this check at the start. Why didn't I even... Bruh. I only see it 4 moves into a variation, but I didn't see it at the start. It's crazy. Yeah, we're very far from goated. Yeah, that needs to be checked as well. I didn't even see it. So yeah, I'm not getting enough out of this knight f3 line to be sure. We can come back to it maybe. If knight 2, is there any other ideas from here? Not really. Okay, let's look at this queen b5 now, since it's a check. It's also very forcing. King g1 is practically forced. And then what? Queen b6 check. They go to the corner. You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to do some, like, smothered mate. I don't see a way to force that. Like, I can't force them to take with the knight and then get this knight f2 in. Okay, what other moves do I have? I can't quite make that work. What else is that to consider? Rook e2 was one of the candidate moves that I thought was promising, and then I subsequently forgot about. So rook e2, what's the idea here? Of course, I need to be careful it's not a check. There may be moves like this, but rook e2, if they take our rook, then I have this discovered check, and can I make use of it in a positive way? Maybe not. I don't see a good place to put my knight. Yeah. What about something slower like queen b5 and then rook e2? No, I don't know. I just feel like I'm missing something really concrete. Did this check lead anywhere? They just go bishop takes. Is it like there's nothing else I really pick up on in the position? That's the problem. What about knight f2? If they try and trade, then maybe I can go queen e2. Ah, that's promising. That's a checkmate. So knight f2. We are threatening some nasty business. Like, if they just try and, like, get away with this. I mean, we are actually delivering checkmate. So knight f2. We are threatening mate, so how on earth do they deal with this? What if they play, like, bishop takes g3? Then maybe still queen e2 check, king g1. Knight f2, bishop takes g3. Knight takes h3. If pawn takes h3. Ah, how's that king wriggling away? I don't know. How am I doing for time? Okay, still got some time. Knight h2, king g1. Like, I feel like it's worth going back to some of the old ideas in case, like, I missed something and I understand the position a bit better now. But yeah, not seeing it at all. Knight f2, bishop g3, is there really nothing? Yeah, I'm running out of time as well, annoyingly. So what would I play in the game, given that my time is about to run out? I think knight f2 is my best try. Keeps the king weak, and apparently it's correct. But they just moved their king, so they didn't try taking this pawn. I didn't see what was the continuation after this. But here, I mean, now I'm at least winning a pawn. And why wouldn't I? I mean, he's got no checks. I'm threatening very nasty business. I mean, how is this not the best try in the position? Like, surely this is good. Pawn takes is forced. And then I can choose whether to take the pawn or play something like queen f3 if that's better, but queen h3 looks winning. Queen h3, I don't see how they defend. We're threatening queen h2. They can play like queen takes a7. I mean, what do we play there? Knight takes, pawn takes queen takes a7, covering f2. So if we go queen check, king f1. Oh, and then we got queen h1. King g1, queen g1. And then we go queen f3. And then we get the mate. So yeah, this is just winning. But why didn't they try bishop takes g3? So knight f2. Oh, Zukovsky actually messed up here, so we'll go back to this. But bishop takes g3 here. Let's, without looking at the right-hand side, can we actually find the solution? I mean, I'm glad that I got the right move, and that's the move I would have played. And maybe I would have found the correct move here on the second try. So damn bishop defends everything. Like, oh, it's so annoying. These are like my worst kind of like calculations to have to try and work out. Like I'm really bad at like this final crunch of just trying to like catch that like wriggling mouse that is like running away. It's like so annoying to try and work out. I don't have any good instincts. That's the issue as well. I don't have any good instincts in these kind of king chase. Knight 3, pawn h3, queen h3, king f2, maybe queen f5. And then, if king g2 to stay attached to the bishop, and rook e2 check. And then they have to detach with like king g1 or... Yeah, king g1 is best. But then... maybe we just go queen f3. And they can have one check with... oh, but it's risky though. Queen f8 check, king d7, then there's rook d1 check. See what I'm seeing? Oh, I can't draw arrows anymore? Brilliant. Knight 3, pawn h3. Queen f5 was my idea. But to be honest, queen f5, they can still block with the bishop. Wait a sec. Oh, I see it. Knight h3, pawn h3. Knight h3, pawn h3, queen f3 check, bishop f2, queen takes h3, king g1, and then I've got rook g8. I forgot that my rook can actually get involved on the g file. Did anyone in chat find that? Let me see. Oh, Peter with the, I think it's queen d5 check. So we'll see if Peter tripped up the same way Zutovsky did. How on knight f2? Good job, Josh. Knight f2, knight takes f2. Yeah, and you got the line if knight takes. And if knight f2, bishop g3, queen e2. Wait, knight f2, bishop g3, queen e2 check, king g1, queen e1. Why is there like a fly trying to go in my mouth? Knight f2, bishop g3, queen e2, king g1, queen e1, rook e1, rook e1. Then they just take your knight. At the end, no? Am I tripping? Knight f2, bishop g3, queen e2 check, king g1, queen e1 check, rook takes, and they just take your free knight. So unfortunately, Josh, I think you blundered the knight there. Nick, aren't you super rich though? Mate, if I was rich enough to splash £1,000 on a chess tournament just for the hell of it, man, what would I be doing with my life right now? I would be doing so many other things. Jesus. My line doesn't work because after the c4 after rook g8. Man, I don't even know what line you mean. So, wait a sec. Queen d5 is what... let's just double check that we were actually correct with what we said first. Bishop g3, knight h3, g8, queen f3 leads to mate. Perfect. So that's what we were saying. But Zutovsky played queen b5 when strongest is c4 to open the third rank to help defend. Crazy. So Peter's line went queen b5, king g1, queen b6, king h1, knight f2, Knight takes f2, g takes f2. Wow, g takes f2 with the threat of rook e1. Interesting. But if c4 here, let's see how c4 affects the line. So c4 opens up this rank. Oh, wait. If king g1, queen d4 still? King h1, knight check. And if knight takes, g takes? Wow, with the third rank open, they've got a check. They've also got a queen g3 to basically cover this square. That's pretty insane. This is also why there's a bit of luck involved in chess, because me being bad meant that I wasn't able to spot g takes f2 as an idea, and that meant that I wasn't able to fall into this line. So sometimes you get a bit lucky by being bad at chess. It does happen. But okay, we actually got the right answer with knight f2, even though we didn't see everything at first. Okay, nice. Let's keep going. Yeah, missed c4 completely. No, it's a really tough move to see, for sure. Yeah, it's tough, Josh. But yeah, still good effort. And I'm really glad actually everyone who writes an answer in chat, because I mean, what you've got to do is put your money where your mouth is with these calculations. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, I would have seen that," kind of mentality. Like it's better to try and fail than to not try and then fail in the actual game. You know, so better to always just put an answer and find out. Okay, having eaten my banana, I'm gonna treat myself to a custard cake. I have to say, not the biggest fan of these, but the packaging was pretty tempting, so I went with them. Okay. Okay, Manko to beat Aliakin in the correspondence. Random question for chat. Would you have preferred to be a chess player in an age where there was no chess engine? Curious to see what people say. And if anyone is curious what that would actually be like, there's an absolutely amazing documentary on YouTube called The Love for Wood. And it's a documentary filming the Dutch chess scene in like 1979 or something. And it's really cool. It's really, really cool. It's one of my favorite documentaries of all time. So yeah, be sure to check it out. It's just on YouTube for free. It's like 45 minutes long or something. The Love for Wood. But okay, let's think about this position. So we've got knight against bishop, 5 against 7, but we have the open h-file. We've got a very promising knight on g5. There's some lack of development and coordination here, so it definitely feels like this is the moment to strike. If we don't, then we may miss this chance forever. So candidate moves, if I was playing a blitz game, bullet game, I'd play queen h3, just to build up the pressure and hope it's enough. Because just from first instincts, I don't feel like I've got a combination that works unless it's, pinpoint perfect, which I don't see immediately, right? So queen h3 would be my move. Another move that's like slow build up is rook h6 as well, like trying to lock that pawn down before doubling or tripling on the h-file. Knight f7 is a check, rook h7 is a check. Queen d8 is a threat. Rook d5 to try and tempt the pawn to take so that we get this discovery. Not so easy to pull off. Okay, so we've got a bunch of candidate moves. Knight takes h7 should be considered as well. Okay, so let's start with our checks, maybe. Knight f7 check. I'm not completely convinced they need to take, but I think taking is just good. Like, rook takes f7. Like, surely we have nothing there. So, what about rook takes h7 check to begin with? Rook h7 check. If they don't take us, then we just want a pawn and their king's weakened, so they have to take us. So rook h7, rook h7. I'm considering all the different candidates, like rook d8 or knight h7. Rook h7, rook h7. Knight takes h7, king takes h7, let's assume. Maybe we go queen h3 check. And on king g8 or king g7, maybe queen h4. Also tricky, please write your messages in a single line rather than move by move. It looks a lot nicer for viewers. Would appreciate that. Okay, so rook h7, knight h7, king h7, queen h3. My idea was like if king g7, maybe queen h4, but the problem is it's a little bit slow. Like they can develop with bishop d7, we can get one check in with queen f6, king g8, and I don't see a follow-up. I mean, queen h3 looks like a decent move to just keep the game going, but it's just not going to be it. Does knight takes h7 make a difference? Knight h7 if rook takes h7. Knight takes h7, rook takes h7. Maybe now queen h3. If rook takes h4, queen takes h4. On king g8 there's rook d8. On king g7 there's queen f6. And on queen f6 check, if the king moves to the h file, like h7 or h6, then I think we have rook d3 with the slide over to the h file. So that could be it. Knight takes h7, rook takes h7, and then queen h3. Because if they defend their rook, let's say knight 7, rook h7, queen h3, let's say they defend with queen g8, then probably we could play rook d8 there. If queen takes d8, rook takes h7, king g8, and rook h8, and we win. So I think knight h7, I mean, they have to take us, and then queen h3. How on earth do they defend? I don't think they can, so I think that's just it. So now Tricky has recovered his notations. Let me try and understand it. Of course, someone's going to make a comment about love for wood. That's reasonable, though. Also, what am I missing with knight takes h7? Okay, fantastic, Tricky. And good job, Peter, as well. Knight h7 and then queen h3. Really good. Okay, Tricky says no. Some long-ass line. Okay, let's see this. Knight 7, rook h7, king h7, queen takes c7. In fairness, I didn't even see that. Bishop d7 and rook takes d7. I didn't see queen takes c7, so it could be that. That's funny how I saw the same line as Peter. I'm not sure that's completely winning, though. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so knight 7, rook h7, king h7, queen c7. And Peter's saying on bishop d7, rook takes d7, just king g8 as chill as a cucumber. That's crazy. Rook g7, and then Tricky plays an illegal move and resigns. But I guess he means king f8. And then rook h7. Yeah, okay, you both got there. You got there first, exactly. Fantastic, Tricky. But why is mine and Peter's initial idea not working? Knight 7, rook h7, queen h3. What did we miss? Or maybe it's just both of them are working. Let's try it. I mean, I believe it's queen h3. Oh, queen h3 with the rook h5 defense. Oh my god. I did not see that move. I mean, I just thought that the rook is attacked. They need to defend it or they need to trade. Rook h5 is a ridiculous move. Oh my god. I would cry. This is why I would go home. I would input my game and turn on the engine and I'd see I missed the win. And I'd just be so upset. I'd be so upset about messing this up. But hey, this is why we're training. And yeah, fantastic job, Tricky, for getting this complete answer. So yeah, we already know the solution. Queen c7. And king h6. Okay, an unexpected move. So what do we have here? Rook d3 would be my instinct to try and get this guy in. Or maybe actually rook d8 makes even more sense. Rook d8, let's say they take, threatening checkmate, we give a check, they come here. And then maybe we can go like queen c1 or something. So let's imagine that instead of this they play queen c6. That might be a bit more of a fighting try. We give a check. Do we have a mate here? Queen e7. Such a wriggly king. I hate wriggly kings. Always wriggling away. Pathetic. So annoying. Okay, I don't know. And I also, I'm running out of physical time before I need to get moving. Also, there's a free rook. I mean, can I just take this? Can I just be lazy and take this? Probably not, right? I mean, they could probably play this move, hitting my rook. Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit unclear. I'd want to deliver mate if possible. Rook d3. Queen c6. Check. Check. Like, what is this? Oh man, I'm really running out of time. Oh, rook d4. If queen c6, then I give check, and the point is this is a checkmate. Okay, rook d4. Let's lock in. Incorrect. I'm gonna cry. Is it seriously not working as well? That's so peak. I was looking at queen c5 and sacking the queen. Okay, unfortunately, guys, I've got 1 minute until my chess lesson, so I can't review all of these lines, but I'll just quickly see why is rook d4 not working. Okay, it's not too bad, but bishop d7 is a better try. This is just checkmate in 2. But let's understand what happens after rook d8. They're not going to play queen c6. Okay, they don't even give a move on the board, so let's see this queen c6. There's mate in 5, so I could not calculate mate in 5. Queen d8. I only saw queen e7. Which is still +4. Maybe I should have had a bit more faith, but I couldn't quite see. Queen e7 doesn't quite work out because there's this king d6, which I saw up to, but somehow, yeah, king c5, and somehow I've got a win here. Queen e5, yeah, it makes sense that it's winning, but you'd rather be able to see all of this, right? And rook d6. You want to be able to see rook d6 before you can play this, for sure. But queen d8 is a very nice touch. And then you're going to have mate. Okay, again, the bar went down and my heart just freaking left a beat. I was just like, oh my god, did I just blunder? But again, Chessable being Chessable. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we'll call it a day. So fantastic effort from everyone in chat. And there will be a Chess Lifestyle upload around this time tomorrow, most likely, hopefully even a bit earlier. So Thanks for tuning in as always, and see you round. Okay, bye.